also want to point out that Jamie, myself, and my boyfriend that filmed the video, who's also here still filming videos on his iPhone, all of us want to make it clear that this isn't against the New South Wales police force. We're fighting against police brutality and not against the police force, and one bad apple does not spoil the I think Officer 226 has some questions to answer, and any other policeman that ever brutalises anyone or treats anyone in an unfair and unjust manner has some questions to answer. But there are a lot of good cops out there, and we wouldn't be where we are without them, so don't forget that. As for what happened that night, the backstory, which I haven't really been able to tell any news networks or anywhere where it's going to get much media coverage, but which everyone does deserve to know, is that what happened before that video was even worse. When Sam and I walked up, and when a lot of other people walked up, Officer 226 had Jamie by the throat already, and Jamie was struggling and trying to get out of that grip, as anyone would. I don't care if it's a police officer or the Prime Minister of Australia that's got me by the throat, your instinct is to get out of that grip, and that's all that Jamie was doing. That said, I'm not here to absolve Jamie of any wrongdoing. I'm not here to deny or to claim his innocence, but I think the court system is in place for a reason. If Jamie was using offensive language, that's a completely separate issue. If Jamie was resisting arrest and if Jamie was assaulting a police officer, he's going to court on April 1st because of all of that. And the police officer that threw him to the ground, the police officer that punched him, and the police officer that nearly split his head open and could have very easily killed him is not employed by the Australian government to dole out punishment for that sort of thing.
Shame!
And before the videos that have emerged since, that same police officer had thrown him by the throat backwards to the ground and made his head bleed, then punched him again when he tried to lash out, which is maybe the wrong thing to do, maybe not the wrong thing to do, but it's not up to that cop to punish.
Absolutely.
After he'd done that, after he'd thrown him to the ground, after he'd punched him, after Jamie was clearly confused, clearly asking what he'd done wrong and not being told what he had done wrong, which I believe is also against the law. I'm pretty sure you're supposed to tell someone if they're asking why they're being arrested, what they're being arrested for. And all of that aside, Jamie's original arrest charges were assault against a woman who is not pressing charges, who didn't consider it assault, and now he's just stuck with the typical trifecta. I think that says a lot about Officer 226, and it says a lot about the circumstances surrounding Jamie's arrest. And I think that we should be fighting against what happened to Jamie and not what Jamie did.